Hey, Mean Matt here. So, SummerSlam is finally over. Um, a pretty good night. Um, Probably not one of the greatest, but it wasn't exactly one of the worst nights. Um, I did see the pre-show. Um, Antonio Cesaro taking on Santino Marella, and of course, we all knew. And if you didn't know, well, you should have known that Antonio Cesaro is now the new United States champion. There's a rumor saying that he's gonna bring the European Championship back, but we'll see about that. You know, rumors. So then we get to the SummerSlam. We get to SummerSlam. Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler in quite possibly. Oh, it is what it was. I expected a little bit of a shot with the briefcase, but that obviously didn't happen. We did get a tribute to Rick Rude, though, with Dolph Ziggler. But anyhow, Jericho won with the painful version of the Walls of Jericho. Then we had Daniel Bryan take on Kane, and I didn't really think much going into this match. Man, I was right. It wasn't the greatest. Um, yeah, I can't say anything better than that. There should have been a stipulation, but it is what it is, and it was a cheap win, but there you go. Daniel Bryan beat Kane. Then we had the Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz took on Rey Mysterio. I was very impressed with Rey's getup. He's always coming into pay-per-views dressed as the current movie of the year, and he came dressed as Batman. So that was a cool costume. However, it wasn't enough to get the Intercontinental Championship, and The Miz retains. Okay, this match is kind of getting under my skin, because when I saw it, I nearly flipped my shit. Okay, let's think about this for a second. You have Raw, where Alberto Del Rio was refused the championship match at SummerSlam, and then SmackDown comes along, and even Sheamus says, "I want the match at SummerSlam." Was it a good match? Fuck. You know what happened? The fact that the referee was so goddamn blind that he couldn't see the foot on the rope, and Sheamus retains the title. Seriously, how could you not see Alberto's foot on the rope? But anyways, you know, people say that the heels cheat. You know, the tag team championship match, the Kofi Kingston and R-Truth taking on the primetime players minus AEW. I almost said A&W. And it was, you know what? I think it would have been better if AEW was there, but yeah, I think that they should have had the belts. They should have been new champions, but then again, maybe down the road the primetime players will become tag team champions. It just wasn't on that night. Then we had the first main event, the true main event that should have been the WWE Championship on the line. CM Punk versus John Cena versus Big Show. You know what? It was, a lot of people are going to say that it was a terrible match because of the whole mix-up, but you know what? Let's take a look at it this way. It was a triple threat match, okay? And yeah, CM Punk and John Cena had both their submission moves on the Big Show. Yes, the Big Show tapped out or whatever. Then AJ comes out and says that the match is going to restart. And a lot of people wanted to see Cena versus Punk 2. That already happened at SummerSlam. You know, let's have, I agree there should have been a better stipulation, but for the time being, there was CM Punk retaining the WWE title, in the only way he knew how. And you know what? I don't care what anyone says. Edge did the same thing. He was the ultimate opportunist, and you know what? CM Punk did what he had to do. He retained his title. Enough said. Then the match that everybody probably paid their money to see. A perfect storm. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. It was a pretty good match. I like to see Brock Lesnar coming out in his MMA gear. It was a fight. It was exactly what people should have gotten. There wasn't as much blood as I thought there should have been. However, Brock Lesnar getting his stomach beaten up as bad as it did, and knowing the history behind the fact that he was very sick at one time. But then again, who knows? And the surprise of it all, because I hear a lot of people giving Triple H flack for not wanting to lay down for anybody. But the thing is, Triple H, he lost the match. Plain and simple, he tapped out. Now, is this a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I mean, Brock Lesnar is a wrestler. I mean, he was an MMA fighter at one time, but he's also a wrestler. He's also one of them. I could see if he was a boxer, there would be a problem. But that's just Triple H. That's just the way it is. And some people actually turned on Triple H. So the match went to Brock Lesnar, but it still went on Triple H because the guy left the ring. And it was, so tonight I'm not sure what's going to happen. Be interesting to see how this is going to go down, because it didn't go down exactly the way I thought it was. I mean, Triple H was going to have his bestie Shawn Michaels in the corner in SummerSlam, and that didn't happen. So is Triple H going to retire? I doubt it, because he's still young enough that he can he's not Ric Flair, let me put it to you this way. As soon as he reaches that age, then yeah, he can, but you know what? Either be the CEO or be a wrestler. None of this, 1 minute you're a rebel and the next minute you're a suit. Cut that shit out. But anyways, it was a pretty good SummerSlam, not the greatest, but that's the way it is. Alright,